I feel like I can't sit back in this because I'm being eaten alive. I will never recover from the chair. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another video. We are trying a slightly different style of this vlog. Don't know if I like it yet. We will see. So this video, I got the idea from Kate Cavanaugh's channel. She did the Ramp Up Writing Challenge, and I saw this and immediately went, I'm doing that. At some point in my life, I will pick out a week that I know I can at least do 5 days easily, preferably 7, and we're gonna see if I can do it, because that sounds like a lot of fun. So I did it, after forgetting that I was doing it. I forgot I was gonna be doing this video. I opened my calendar to write something else in, and I was like, why do I have 2 things for today and not 1? Because we took Harley to the vet today. He did good. He's 105 pounds. Chonker. But I was like, why do I have 2 things for today? It's only supposed to be 1. And I read the event, and it was like, you're doing this challenge this week. And I was like, oh god, I am. So this challenge is one that I saw over on Kate Cavanaugh's channel, where she did 1K a day, but like, you added 1K every day. So the first day, 1K, second day, 2K, third day, 3K. And I think she went up to 7K. She did an entire week. I think this time I'm only going to go up to 5 because this coming weekend I have to go to a wedding and it's going to take a lot of time out of my weekend. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but it's going to be a couple weeks before I could even try and do like a 7-day 7K one. So we're only going to do the 5K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be like, what is that up to be? 9, 10, 15? 15K total, I think? I can't math, so 5 and 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10, plus 2 and 3 is, 15K. If this goes well, I will in a few weeks try it again and do the 1 through 7K. We shall see though. I don't know what I'm going to work on because, like I said, I forgot I was going to do this week. So we're just going to go figure it out. It's 4:30. I'm going to go hop in the shower, I think, real quick, and then figure it out and go from there. We have been doing a lot working on my Western, trying to get outlines done, so maybe I'll write some scenes for that. I have been thinking about doing the second book in my pen name Mafia Romance series, so maybe I'll just jump into that and YOLO it with no outline. Maybe I'll make an outline. My outlines tend to be quite long, so maybe I could make it work. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to go figure it out. We're going to go shower, figure it out, jump into this challenge, because I am so excited for this. I've been waiting for this one, but I've been so busy. This was the first week that I had enough time to at least do the 5K. So, like, I've been waiting for this and still forgot, because my brain works in weird ways. So, let's go. Day 1, I forgot that I was doing this. It's fine. I lose track of time. I wouldn't keep my head on if, like, things don't always go as planned in this house. It's fine. I knew day 1. No problem. Knockout. I did nano for how many years? 1,000 words. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That is like, I could do it in my sleep at this point. So, day 1 was 1,062 words. Go us. And then we got on to day 2. I'm moving along at a pretty good pace, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I think I'm going to be able to do it just fine for at least the next 2 days. Friday might be a little iffy on if I can hit the 5K. Saturday probably won't hit 6K, and not even try for Sunday. But we're at least going to try the 1K through 5K. That's the plan. We're already doing so well on it. I literally want to pull out and keep writing, but I'm like, no, you can wait. We need to do a little research first. In my research, I found that Chicago apartments seem to be pretty nice in a general scale. I was telling my friend that I was like, why are these just slightly more expensive than apartments here and so much nicer? How? The major city versus like bumfuck nowhere. I need to come up with a cafe name. I need to make sure that the location of this guy's apartment is correct. I need to come up with a name for another guy that shows up and kind of sets the meeting of the male main character and the female main character together. So I'm going to research those tonight. I'm going to kind of come up with a plan for the apartment, make it seem a little better maybe. The male main character is a private investigator, so I kind of want an apartment that he could both live out of and work out of, but I don't know how to fully make that work. I was thinking he lives above this cafe, and then, you could just go up, and then maybe he's transformed the first room into like an office, and then the rest is his apartment. I'm not sure. I need to figure out what exactly I want to do for that, the names, etc. And kind of figure out where I'm going to go, because I still have no plot, just running with vibes at this point, as I do in most of my daily life. I did not film as much as I wanted to today, but I did film myself making doggy ice cream, because priorities. We are trying to get him, he's a little overweight, he went to the vet, a little chonky, so we're like, oh, I have been starting to kind of make homemade ice cream for him, but I want to make it a little better and put a little less, I think, in each dish, and that way he still has a little ice cream, but it's not as much. Cleaned up a bunch today, so I didn't film any of that. Did some work, etc. Tomorrow is going to be some more cleaning and, spring cleaning out here. More cleaning, more writing, and I think I'm going to have more work reports to do. So, we shall see how it goes. Thursday, I think I might stream some in the afternoon. My dad has to be gone for a while, so I'm like, you know what? Perfect time to stream, I guess. So, I might do a short little stream Thursday afternoon. And yeah, we'll get like all these words in. I think this is going to be really fun to keep doing. And we got this. Day 2 was completed with 2,045 words for a total of 3,107. Day 2, I figured I'd probably do pretty good, pretty easily, I guess, just because also nano. And 1,600 is not that far from 2,000, and a lot of times I would hit over 2,000 in nano anyway. So we moved on to day 3. I think this might have been the day that I was full stressing. Maybe it was day 5. Can't remember which one. I think it was day 5, actually. Never mind. We're gonna forget I said anything and just enjoy day 3. Coming out? actually ended up with 3,760 words, which was excellent. I actually wanted to keep writing, but I was like, you need bed. So at this point on day 3, we have a total word count of 6,867. Knocking this shit out. I was like, whoa, this is going way easier than I thought it was gonna go. I feel like I need another challenge, or 5 or 10. I don't know. Like, at this point I was like, this is kind of way too easy for me. I also know that I write very fast. If I have an idea for a scene, I can pump out a couple thousand words in no time. I know I write fast. I know that, and I acknowledge that I write a lot faster than most people, I think. So that's kind of my own, like, thing, I guess is what it's called. I don't really know. My superpower. I write a lot of words really fast. Could be faster, because I used to be faster, but Day 4 is when I kind of saw it all potentially falling apart, because I ended up getting 2 clients on Fiverr. I think one was technically day 3, but I was like, it's not a whole lot of words. It'll be fine. Like, I can manage it within all of the rest of the stuff. I think it was about 30,000 words total. And then I got one that was like full 80,000 word novel length. I was like, oh crap. Because I also have a wedding over the weekend. So my time frame for actually completing these shortened by a whole lot, and I was like, oh God, save me out here. All right, it is day 4, and I don't know how the rest of this challenge is going to go. Simply because I just got 2 client edit orders, and that's not my mouse. Okay. And so I now have to do those, which I'm going to have to do more of, like, today, Friday, Saturday, because Sunday is all-day wedding, and then they're going to be due, like, Monday to Tuesday. Oh, my battery's almost dead. Okay. But we're still going to try. What I'm thinking is I'm going to do is I have basically the rest of the afternoon, evening, I think, at least a few hours. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do about 1,000 words, do a piece of one of the client edits, do like another 1,000 words, piece of the client edit, 1,000 words, kind of go back and forth, that I still can try and get in the words, but still do the client edit, and essentially do that. I think that's the only way that I can really make this work, I think. Just because of my time and whatnot. It was going great for me to be able to do this challenge because I had no client edits lined up for this week. Nothing of the sort. And then, of course, I get 2. Don't take that as like, oh, man, like client edits. Like, I love the fact that I got client edits. It was just like, really? The one time I had very little time to squeeze in a bunch of stuff. I probably need to put my gigs on pause the first week of June, potentially. I don't really want to, because, like, if you pause, it's harder for it to push you again. But, like, I am so busy that week. It is insane. And I think I'm supposed to actually be meeting with someone else that week as well, or, like, weekend into the next week, that I'm like, oh, dear God, how am I gonna exist? I need to do a lot of work before that week, because otherwise, we're screwed. We're gonna get on it. It's, like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think I have some of my, like, YouTube catch-up playlists I'm going to potentially maybe do. I haven't really decided if I want to do that or maybe switch to Twitch and do, like, writing sprints. I think I do better with the writing sprints, so I might switch to that. I think that's what we're going to do, is switch to that right now. But we're going to hang out with Starborn. I'm going to get some stuff done, hopefully not take too long. I was debating on streaming myself today, but after I got the 2 client edits, I was like, I really need to focus, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of, wow, my hair is like, I slept on it wet last night, and today it doesn't like me for it, so I was gonna stream, but to set everything up was gonna take too much time, and I really don't have a lot of time to spare today, especially, so we're just gonna hop into it and get going, and yeah, hopefully we can hit the 4,000 words today. I mean, we technically did 700 over yesterday, so technically I have that to play with between today and tomorrow. If I don't quite hit it, I can kind of roll it over, technically. It's kind of cheaty, but it works, right? Alright. Let's do this.
If I could upgrade a pre-order, and they ordered extra deluxe editions just in case people ask for that. Heck yeah, that's amazing. If you haven't started, make sure to save it and title it so that you feel motivated to start it. That is good advice. Very good advice. If you've got a title, if you've got a document saved, you're gonna feel obligated to work. Honestly, my advice is do whatever it takes to trick your brain into doing the thing. So I've read some people suggest at least for writing that you stop mid-sentence. I stopped doing that because I would come back and forget what the end of the sentence was going to be. So I was like, maybe this method isn't for me. Hey, but if that gets you started right away when the timer goes, do it. Hey, Nova, you snuck in there. I wasn't looking. Nova Sorcerer X, how's it going? How?
Harley. Bub. What? What is that? What is that? Someone here? Are you a good boy? What's out the window? What's out there? What is it? What is it, Beans? Beans, what is it? What is it? What do you hear? No, look out. There's nothing out there. I know, I tricked you. I'm sorry. Look at that pink tongue. What are you looking at, huh? What is that? Good boy. But day 4, I ended up with 4,979 words. Slay. Which brought us to a total of 11,846. On day 4, we're just like going nuts out here. Hello? Like, who am I? I ask myself that question daily. But who am I? Where are these words coming from? Because I would have liked them a few weeks ago. Day 5 I assumed was going to be my last day. And it kind of was. Just because I had to travel and go to a wedding, and I pretty much just gave myself the time that I would have used to do the 6,000 and 7,000 words on day 6 and 7 to do my client edits.
The idea was that I was going to work on it on the first half today, hopefully finish it, and then edit the podcast the later half of today. But then the nap happened. And when
Oh, baby. But day 5, I ended with 5,415 words. I literally started at like 9 o'clock. Crazy, right? So I was on the road today for day 5, and that's why I didn't really vlog much. And then was busy all afternoon and all evening. I also dropped a little Easter egg in here. I have this, obviously, Mafia series for my pen name, but I also have one that's based in Maine because I live in Maine and I love Maine. And I love reading books about Maine. which I feel like there's never hardly any, or like people will like drop it and then we're like, okay, we're moving, and I'm like, but no, bring us back, let's go to Maine. So I have like a whole like kind of a series that takes place in a fictional town in Maine, and I just had a character on a phone call with somebody, and they were like, hey, where'd you move to, by the way? Anyway, like, heard you moved. And they name dropped this town as a way of like a little Easter egg. One of my favorite things has been connecting all of my books in some form or another. So something like this actually ties in those two series just with one name drop. And I think what I might do is actually in one of the books where they're in that town, it might mention these characters as like they came and visited or something. I think that would be so much fun to do. So I think I might try and do that. And I'll probably write myself a little note and do it. I'm trying to find ways to bring in like the other ones that I'm writing under this pen name. I have like a pirate series. So maybe like in one of them they'll mention like a pirate from, oh hey, I did a project on this pirate from the like, 1600s or whatever it technically is that they're doing it in, and just kind of tie it in like that. Those little tiny ties. I know in one of these I'm also going to tie in, I have like obviously Mafia series, Maine series, but I was thinking like celebrities because I've had a few ideas for like celebs, so maybe like Hollywood type vibe. And one of them, the two main characters actually go traveling for a bit. And I was like, what if they stop at this Maine town and the Mafia one takes place in Chicago? What if they like stop along this and they like meet some of these people in it and like slowly tie things more together? I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this. Like, in my own like books that are under my name, I have my poetry book Reignite Me out right now, and I have been working on the second one, and some of the second one, the poems are like in response to the Reignite Me poems. I could go on and on about how I freaking love this. I have ideas for when I reveal the pen name, when I am at that point in like my anxiety journey and whatnot. I think I want to do like a giveaway of like who can figure it out. Hopefully this video doesn't go viral because then you'll probably figure it out. But I think it'd be really fun to do a like, here's some clues over X amount of time. The first X amount of people get something if they figure it out, but they have to tell me like behind the scenes kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. I think that'd be so fun. I have a few ideas. So the end of day 5, I had 5,415 words for a grand total of, drumroll please, 17,261 words. Killing it out here. Slay. I did do an extra about 2,000. I can't remember the exact amount of words. I typed up a scene for another book briefly on what would be day 6, I think, after I had finished one of the client edits. I did it day 7 before I left for the wedding, and I think I got like, I think it was like 1,500 or so. Maybe it was 1,400. I don't remember the exact amount. I wasn't really paying attention. But I did type up a scene briefly because it was on my mind. I thought of it day 6, like right as I was going to bed after finishing up the first client edit. And I was like, I need to write this down. And it's for another book though. So I didn't put it in the same document, so I didn't get the total word count. But even if I did 1,400, that's, now I'm into 18,000. Go me, go me, go me, go me. Overall, I think this challenge was super fun. I did go to the wedding. I forgot to take any film. I was, trying to be respectful during the ceremony of, I'm a photographer. I know how it can be of people being like, I have my phone like shoved in, up and around. So I don't usually pull out my phones during a wedding ceremony. Also just because you're supposed to be there and enjoying it. But then after, I was just kind of chatting with the bride and other people there and completely forgot that I didn't even take videos until I was leaving, and I was like, whoops, well, that's not going in the blog. But as you'll have seen, I have put some of the pictures that I took. I've put some of the pictures that I took up here as I have been talking about it because it was really fun. It was a very small little wedding, very cute, and yeah, it was a great time. And so I didn't do any writing, obviously, because I was busy at the wedding, and I had to drive to and from it, and also client edits. I have the other one I still have to do the majority of still. So, you know, we'll get those done. I would like to do this challenge again and maybe up it to doing the full 7 days. But I also think it could be fun to do like a 2-week thing. Like not do, you know, do day 8,000, but like do like a second day 1 and go back up. Maybe. I don't know. I love writing challenges, so this one was really fun just because it forced me to get words on the page, and that is, I think, sometimes my biggest thing of just being like, oh, I am so tired, I am so mentally drained, I am exhausted, I just want to go lay in bed and curl up and forget that the world exists for a while and just not do it. So challenges like this keep me on top of my game. And I had so much fun working on this that that's literally all I want to do right now is keep working on it. And forget all of my adult responsibilities. Not a good thing. Not a good thing out here. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed me trying this ramp up writing challenge. I will definitely be doing more writing challenges in the future. I have a whole list of ideas right now for this channel that I'm excited to kind of go through and do. So those will be coming real soon. If you have an idea of a writing challenge or something that you've seen and you want me to give it a try, drop a comment down below because I would love to try them. I am always on the lookout for new writing challenges. If I could grammar, that would be fine. But I am always on the lookout for new writing challenges, so please, if you have one or have seen one that you think would be really cool for me to do, drop it in the comments down below because I want to do it. Alright, everybody, I will see you in the next one. Bye!